Hello and welcome to the Bare Knuckle Casual. It's Friday, and like every other Friday, we here talk about bare knuckle. So it's going to be a quick, short, and a bit of a, this week because there's a lot going on here. We got communions, confirmations, getting ready for holidays. We're heading on a cruise in a few days, so it's pretty hectic here. But still wanted to put something out here just to talk about what's happening within the BKFC, or in general Bare Knuckle. Now, obviously, unfortunately, there's no real BKFC events on at the moment, especially this weekend. But there is one on next weekend. Okay, so we might talk a bit about that. But before we go any further, like us in any other video we do here on the Bare Knuckle Casual, we pour ourselves a forged Irish stout. Alright? And we see how that goes first, and then we start talking a bit more about bare knuckle. How about that? Alright? So we're going to dump this in here. Just not. Well, now it's actually full, so I'm going to crack open another one just to get it to the top of that. Alright. Oh, she's looking good, man. Nice. Yeah. That's looking nice there now, isn't it? Because you got a 450ml can, 440ml can, and it's a pint glass. It's just for 500ml, so it's always that bit small. So you have to top it up a wee bit, but it's fine. We can do that. No problem with that. But like we do every Friday, we talk with bare knuckle and we try and split the F. Simple as that. All right. So this week, I'd just like to say Mike Henderson, he lost against Joe Lister there last week under the Guerrilla Promotions, which is Guerrilla Promotions 3. So look, that's unfortunate for Mike, but he took that fight on a very short notice, so have to give a credit to him for that. Joe Lister, obviously another BKFC, obviously been on the BKFC before, so let's hope we see both of them back in the BKFC sometime. So, but see here, we like to split the F. If you've been watching these videos before, this is actually the 12th BKF. This is the 12th Bare Knuckle Casual video. Believe it or not, 12, huh? And the last video, by the way, got about 80 views. And for likes of me, I was thinking, is that pretty good? So we're going to try and get 100 views on this video, okay? Now, this is not going to be a very elaborate video, but it is what it is. A lot going on this week with me, but we're still getting we're trying to get the show on the road. So look, we're going to try and get, see that white line there? We're going to try and get it in between them two lines on that F. So we don't split the G around here anymore. We split the F. Because it's Friday. We have to have a hard week's work. Okay, so I didn't even get changed from work, by the way. It's one of them Fridays is pretty busy here. But we're still going to split the F. Alright? So let's see where we get on, right? And then we talk a bit more about bare knuckle. How about that? Oh, I think we fucking have it, lads. I think we fucking have it. 12 episodes took us to get to the... I think it's that bit closer. Yeah, we fucking got that, lads. That's bang on. It's fucking bang on, lads, and that's the end of it. Alright, so... yeah, sorry to hear about Mike Henderson from losing that fight, but look at fair play to him for taking the fight, so that's good. That's the way it goes. I'm sure they'll be back. He'll be back out again. BKFC have a serious amount of events on coming up in the UK. So we'll have Newcastle, and that's the first Bare Knuckle event that the Bare Knuckle Casual is going to. So I've been talking to a few people recently, and we're starting to assemble a team of Avengers, and we're going to head to the Bare Knuckle Newcastle, next Bare Knuckle Newcastle event. I'm going to try and go and maybe do a few live streams, maybe do interviews with some of the fans, or I'm one of them. Maybe do, if we're lucky enough to get an interview with a fighter, I guarantee not too many people might be too keen at interviewing. I suppose we'll be there the day of the fight, the day before the fight. We'll be there, probably there the day before the fight, or before the event, and we'll be there the next day, I suppose. You know what I mean? So we'll see. It'd be nice if we got interviews with a few fighters. We'll see. Okay. We obviously know the fighters at that time that it's probably, you know, they're zoned in. They don't want to be talking to anyone. Want to focus in on the fight. So that's fair enough. But even if we just got talking to a couple of fans now, be dead on. Maybe we set up in a bar somewhere nearby, near the event in Newcastle, and we do a live stream there. We'll see if anyone has a bar that you think is willing for us to do a live stream for an hour or two, maybe before the event starts and stuff like that. Let us know which bar would be interested in doing something like that, you know. But that's that. So the Newcastle event is coming up. That's in August. I know it's a good bit away, but we're going to keep mentioning it here just to let people know that that's what we're going to do. But in terms of Bare Knuckle, Mike Perry and Mason Wong is fighting tomorrow, Saturday, 16th of May. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Now, I haven't looked into Mason Wong's girl she's fighting. That's how I'll be honest with you. But I seen her in seen a video of her at the press conference there for MVP, and I tell you, she looks alright, in fairness to her. So Mason Wong, go check her out. She's a Canadian bare knuckle fighter for the BKFC, and she's fighting on that MVP promotions on Saturday. So obviously Mike Perry, we're gonna have to talk about Mike Perry and Nate Diaz. So like, what's gonna happen there with between them two, and what's gonna happen in terms of like, if Mike Perry wins, he's going to elevate the BKFC brand, regardless whether he stays with BKFC or if he decides to go elsewhere. In terms of Nate Diaz, now I think most of us know that Nate Diaz is never going to go to the BKFC, but if he won, that would obviously be a good opportunity for him to end up fighting Conor McGregor if he ever decides to come back. Like we all know, he's on to coming back. I believe when I see it, I want Conor McGregor to come back. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, if it wasn't for Conor McGregor, a lot of us here wouldn't be even looking at half of this stuff. Like in terms of UFC, I was absolutely zero interest in UFC until Conor McGregor came onto the scene, and then obviously following that, and then that was good. And then Conor McGregor, I suppose, kind of left or whatever, and so on like that. And then all of a sudden, Conor McGregor is involved in the BKFC. So now you're looking at the BKFC. So now it's like, you know, so you have to hand it to McGregor. Like, he's one of them guys that just elevates whatever sports whatever sport he's involved in, he fucking elevates it. You know, that's a fact. You can complain all you like about him. He's like I said, like most of us, we're all flawed characters. Like at the end of the day, so but that's it. But he's elevating. He's passionate about the sport, passionate about martial arts, blah blah, so on and that. And the point I'm making is, in terms of casuals, Conor McGregor is that character that brings casuals into combat sports, and that's a fact. All right, and that's where the money is. The money is about the casuals. The casuals are that you got your you start off with your hardcore fans, blah blah blah, in whatever sport you're doing, and you generate whatever revenue you can from them. But then it's the casuals. The casuals, when the casuals come in, or you attract the casuals, that's where the overtime money comes. The overtime money. You get that extra money. That's where you start going. You know what I mean? Because it was interesting there. I was listening to an interview with Mike Perry, and he was talking about himself and Lorenzo was meant to be fighting there. Well, there was always talk about Lorenzo Hunt and Mike Perry fighting for a long time. And according to Mike Perry was saying that Lorenzo Hunt doesn't attract the casuals. Okay, so obviously Lorenzo Hunt is the GOAT within Bare Knuckle. He's the man, like he fucking kicks serious ass in there. But yet he's not the type of character that attracts the casuals. And that's where the money is, you know. And in terms of Mike Perry, an animal within the BKFC, that's a fact. But he's the type of guy that you might never be interested in combat sports. But yeah, if you're talking to or heard Mike Perry doing an interview or something like that, he just has that kind of character that you'd be, you know, you'd be interested in what he's saying, blah, blah, blah. And he'd be more bringing them casuals, bringing them extra fans, and that's extra eyeballs. And that's, unfortunately, that's the way the sport is. The currency of the sport is eyeballs. And that's the fact. You know, I mean, the more eyeballs you get, the more money you make. And that's the way it is. Alright, so if any of you out here actually tried that four step, by the way, because it's pretty good, you know. I'm going to McGregor's a pub now in a few weeks, maybe for Father's Day, which will be in June. So yeah, maybe give myself not one of these glasses. Maybe stick it in there. Say nothing. All right, but anyway. Make sure he doesn't hear that. I did try and get sponsorship this week. I sent apparently Forged Start in the UK is giving out these fancy boxes to a lot of publicans and so on like that. And I was hoping to I was messaging them to try and get me one for the Michelle here, but no answer. So we'll see. Maybe we'll go to the Black Forge and ask them there. Maybe might get something nice for some sort of Black Forge, or maybe Forge I would say box. You know what I mean? Or something nice. You know what I mean? But they have to give me a few of them for free, though, in order to get them onto that channel. You know, and that's a fact. But anyway, only messing. Yeah. So obviously no fights on this weekend. Unfortunate. And just like to say, because the fights will be kicking off from next week on. All right, so Bro Fight MMA. Let's hope he gets back in action and starts making some videos. So I start doing my bets again. And I was looking at that. Right, so on the Mike Perry, back to the Mike Perry situation. In terms of Mike Perry, like, and that's the model for a lot of fighters if they can follow it, is that they're not wholly dependent on a promotion. Okay, so like they like create their own brand, and obviously it takes, you have to be able to perform as well. You have to be able to compete. But it's something for fighters to think about, is that if you build your own brand and if it's strong enough, like Nate Diaz as well, you know what I mean? That you can jump from one promotion to the other, or that you're basically in demand, like you're basically your own fight promotion. You know what I mean? If you create yourself that big of a profile, like let's face it, none of these are in the level of McGregor, right? But at the same time, they're on the way to that, or you know what I mean? They're following the McGregor. Let's face it, most fighters these days are following the Conor McGregor path, the Conor McGregor roadmap. The Conor McGregor roadmap. What is the Conor McGregor roadmap? It is be exciting, be interesting, be authentic. You know what I mean? Create a bit of hype. You know what I mean, around yourself, and compete. You know what I mean? Compete well. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter whether you win or lose, but get people interested in you, your brand, interested in your story. Because let's face it, when it comes to combat sports, like when it comes to money, if you want to make money, you gotta be fucking you gotta be interesting. Simple as that, you know. This is coming from a guy that got 80 views on his last video. So listen, it wouldn't be listening to me now too much. But anyway, regardless of that, look at yeah. So that's like this whole BKFC thing. I got drawn into BKFC obviously since McGregor got involved, and then especially the last WrestleMania. That was like, hey, look at that's it. You gotta get involved in this thing, you know. And like I have to say, like anytime I've interacted with any bare knuckle fighters or BKFC, we say content creators, it's always been amicable. It's always been like, let's go, let's do this, happy with that, this, happy with that, or you know what I mean, you can do this, do that, blah blah blah. So obviously I started out making AI videos for the BKFC fighters that I got in touch with and they got back to me. So I'm going to carry on doing that. And but we're going to start doing our interview. We're going to an event in Newcastle in August. That's our next venture in terms of going away from AI videos to doing on the road or on the thing, like maybe do a bit of a vlog or something like that. Because it's something that I'm interested in. I was never been at a bare knuckle event before in my life, so it'd be interesting for me to. I would love to see behind the scenes in terms of something like that. See what it's like, you know. See if it's worth going to in the first place. Now I'm pretty sure that it will be worth going to now, but you know, in terms of a casual is looking. See what we like to go to bare knuckle. Like let's face it, bare knuckle events are very quick. You know what I mean, and they're very entertaining. You know what I mean? Like the BKFC do put on a serious production, you know. So I'm going to might try and get a few behind the scenes access. We'll see. I doubt it. I'm not that big yet for that, but we're going to chance around, ask a few, you know. But anyway, I think that's pretty much us wrapped up here on the Bare Knuckle Casual. It's we got what you call it, BKFC 89 next week. Now there's no one really on that card that I'm aware of. Now I know we got a change up in that. Larimore is now against Herring. Now, I can guarantee you, listen to a few interviews for Larimore, is Michael Larimore. I can guarantee you, if there was, I don't think I'm doing any bets for this. We'll see. Maybe next week when it comes up, we might throw a few bets on, because next week will be pretty hectic for me at the minute, because we get ready for a cruise. Imagine that. Never been on before, so we'll see how that goes. But might do a live stream from the boat. Let's see. Anyway, just for the crack, because I might actually do. I want to do live streams in Newcastle, so I might test doing live streams when I'm away on holidays next week, just to see if it works. Do you know what I mean? If say my YouTube channel, can I do to see if I can do a live stream from YouTube, or if I do a live stream from my Instagram page? You know, I just might test that out. But yeah, I tell you, Larimore, if you have money, I go with him, Vidal, Cody Vidal, and then Yomi Escoboza. Escoboza, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Apparently, yeah, he's like, what, 10 wins, 2 losses? Yeah. So it could be worth money, put money on him. Made it ready, Gormley versus Costa. Made it ready for them. I have to say that was, thanks for 2 years for getting back to me there on that one. But yeah, and Ryan Peterson. So I have a video made for him, but I haven't published it yet. So I just have to wait for him to see if he's happy enough with me to publish it or not. But yeah, so yeah, it's good to get back once that kicks off. As in, that's on in 7 days. We got Birmingham, which will be the week after that, and that, I'll tell you one thing, that's going to be effing serious. You know what I mean? And the thing with the UK is going to be kicking off big time. Downhill. If you didn't see how Downhill wins it, goes in that, like, I mean, you might like it, you know, you might like the bare knuckle, and that happens. Like, just like, you know, a lot of people don't like it, so been interested to see how that goes. So we got BKFC fighting at Hollywood, Junior Lane against Bryce Henry. Now that's going to be serious, you know that. And there's actually a few people on that card that I made videos for earlier on when I'm starting out. So it'll be interesting to see now when I get touched with them again. Will be happy for me to do the same thing or not. So yeah, so look, I know it's been a quiet couple of weeks for us with the BKFC and all that, but I tell you, it's going to start ramping up. So I hope you all got your rest, because it's going to be. So be interesting to see now how Mike Perry gets on with Nate Diaz. I'd like to see Mike Perry winning that, but it's MMA, so you know. In terms of Nate Diaz, like, he can get you into guillotine quite easy. You know what I mean? Whatever you call it. But look, listen, we're hitting nearly 200 followers on Instagram, which is, I'm happy with that. We're at about, the last YouTube video I made was like 80 views. Alright, so let's hope I get this up to 100 views. Love that. And before I finish up, I'd just like to say, listen, Anthony Garrett, you got to get Anthony Garrett a fight. BKFC, get Anthony Garrett a fight. A heavyweight legend, see, right? That man deserves a fight. Get him a fight, and that's it. And we're going to get a campaign going to get him a fight. So, end of. So, before I finish up, just say, look, thanks to anyone that liked my stuff, shared my stuff, Watch my stuff. Really appreciate it. You know what I mean? I know I'm a very small channel, so I don't expect much. But any interaction, I really appreciate it. And especially fighters that, there's a lot of fighters now at the minute that I'm starting to get, we're talking about. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Definitely looking forward to the next Newcastle card. That's going to be a big thing for us. So we're going to have to get a bit of equipment together, like microphones, stuff like that. And I know, do we buy a new phone or camera or something like that? We just have to see. But look at, that's the way it is. This is Bare Knuckle Casual. It's Friday night. Splitting the F. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Good luck. Alright, Bare Knuckle Casual. Out.